Attention passionate Pittsburgh Steelers fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Pittsburgh Steelers' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Pittsburgh Steelers fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and Pittsburgh Steelers fans. Let's get to the news now, guys. What I'm about to tell you is pretty explosive. It involves one of the most dynamic young wide receivers in the league right now, and a potential trade that could shake up the entire AFC North. According to reports from Diana Rossini, the Miami Dolphins are seriously contemplating trading Jalen Waddle, and the reason behind it is as much about the team's strategic rebuild as it is about cap management. So let's unpack this. The Dolphins, currently sitting at a record of 1-6, are in a tough spot. Their defense has been leaking points, giving up around 28 points per game, and with the recent injury to Tua Tagovailoa, their offensive numbers have taken a hit as well. They're in a rebuild mode, and one of the ways they're looking to make some room and overhaul their roster is by trading away one of their most explosive assets, Waddle. Now, Waddle, for those of you who follow closely, is not just any wide receiver. He's a 26-year-old draft pick from 2021 who quickly established himself as one of the most dangerous deep threats in the league. In his career, he's hauled in around 295 receptions for over 200 yards, averaging a solid 14. 3 yards per catch and scoring 22 touchdowns. His ability to stretch the field is remarkable, and he's been compared in explosiveness to Tyreek Hill, especially given his 4.39-second 40-yard dash. Waddle's role in Miami's offense has been significant. He's the kind of player who can change the course of a game with a single big play, and he's done that consistently, with around 60% of his plays resulting in gains over 20 yards. For the Dolphins, losing Waddle could mean a big hit to their offensive efficiency, especially since their EPA per target drops noticeably without that deep threat presence. But why would the Dolphins consider trading him now, especially with the 2026 season still a couple of years away? Well, the answer lies in their current cap situation and their strategic priorities. Miami is operating with just about $4 million in cap space, which is tight, particularly with their need to shore up their offensive line and bolster the defense. The team's front office is weighing options, and Waddle's hefty $20 million extension for 2026 is creating some conflict with their rebuild plans. They're looking to clear cap space to make more strategic moves in free agency or the draft, and Waddle's contract, while valuable, is a bit of an obstacle right now. There's also skepticism about how much Miami's offense can sustain its productivity without Waddle's speed and deep route threat. Without him, the offense could regress by about 25% in EPA, which is a significant decline. Now, that's where it gets even more interesting for the Steelers. If Waddle were to be traded to Pittsburgh, it would be a game changer. Waddle's speed, combined with his ability to stretch the field, would complement what the Steelers already have in their arsenal, especially with George Pickens, who has been a rising star himself. Waddle would become the perfect deep threat for Kenny Pickett, opening up the field and forcing defenses to respect the deep ball. Imagine Waddle stretching the field, forcing safeties to play back, and creating more opportunities underneath for Pickens or other receivers. It's a nightmare for defenses, and it could elevate the Steelers' offensive production significantly. Let's talk about how Waddle's addition could specifically benefit the Steelers. Right now, Pittsburgh's offense is solid, sitting at 4-3, and they've shown flashes of their potential. Pickens has been double-covered at times, which limits his impact, but Waddle would help alleviate that pressure. His ability to gain 400 yards or more in the air per game, combined with an increase in deep pass completion. Think about raising their deep pass completion rate from 32% to over 40%, would make the Steelers' offense much more dynamic. Plus, Waddle's presence would help in the red zone, where his ability to make contested catches and create separation could boost their TD rate from around 55% to potentially 70%. That kind of improvement could be the difference in close games and playoff scenarios. And speaking of playoffs, this is not just about regular season success. Waddle's impact in high-stakes games would be enormous. His ability to avoid sacks, something the Steelers are also looking to improve, would contribute to a more efficient offense. Remember, Pittsburgh has allowed 18 sacks so far this season, and Waddle's speed and route running could help in design plays that reduce pressure on Kenny Pickett and give him more time to scan the field. If Waddle joins the Steelers, the odds of them making a deep playoff run could significantly increase. Bookmakers have already started to shift their betting odds, with Super Bowl futures moving from plus 6,000 to plus 2,800, reflecting the added potential Waddle would bring. His presence as an X-factor in the postseason, especially against man coverage, like the Bengals, who give up an average of 81 yards per reception, could give Pittsburgh a real advantage. Now, looking at the broader picture, this trade could ignite a new era for the Steelers, one built on speed and explosive playmaking. Think back to the 1970s, when the Steelers' dynasty was anchored by legendary receivers like Swan and Stallworth, who could stretch defenses and dominate in big moments. Waddle's style, combined with the talent already in Pittsburgh, could set the stage for a similar kind of offensive revolution, chasing that elusive Super Bowl title once again. The team's current roster, with Pickens emerging as a true weapon, would be complemented by Waddle's elite speed. It's a move that could redefine their offensive identity and set them up for sustained success in the coming years. The potential for a dynasty, reminiscent of the Steelers' golden era, is not just a fantasy anymore if this trade comes to fruition. Of course, there are questions and skepticism. Will Miami really part ways with Watt? Can Pittsburgh afford the trade, and how will they balance their cap for the future? But the possibilities are thrilling. For the Steelers, adding a player of Waddle's caliber would be a statement, an indication that they're serious about contending now and for years to come. It would send a message to the AFC North and the league. Pittsburgh is back in the game, faster, more explosive, and ready to chase that elusive 7th Super Bowl ring. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YOUTUBE algorithm to keep recommending the latest Pittsburgh Steelers news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Steelers fans, you know what this could mean for your team. Waddle's addition could be the spark that ignites their offensive firepower and propels them into serious contention. The team's future looks bright if they pull off a move like this, blending speed, skill, and playmaking ability in a way that's been missing in recent seasons. Imagine a Pittsburgh offense that's not just effective but downright explosive, with Waddle flying across the field, making defenders look silly and turning games on their heads. It's a tantalizing vision, and it's the kind of move that could define the Steelers' next era. So what do you think, Steelers Nation? Is this trade for Waddle something you'd love to see? Do you believe it could push the team over the top? Or are there concerns about cap space, team chemistry, or the risk of giving up draft capital? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Steelers. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, more news, and more deep dives into what's happening in Pittsburgh. Stay tuned, stay passionate, and let's keep the Steelers' spirit alive and thriving.